Hello everyone. After the completion of HTML chapter, all tags and all, we are going to consider next chapter, that is Introduction to CSS. We are going to cover various topics like Introduction to Style Sheets, Introduction to Responsive Website. HTML was originally designed as a simple way of presenting information, with the aesthetic of web page being far less important than the content, and largely being left up to the web browser. Of course, now that the web has become as popular as it has, the presentation of your content has become almost critical to a site's success. CSS is the key presentational technology that is used to design the websites. CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheets. A CSS file always allows you to separate your websites, that is HTML contents, from its style. As always, you can use your HTML or XHTML file to arrange the contents, but all of the presentation, that is fonts, colors, background, borders, text formatting, they are accomplished within a CSS. At this point, you have some choices of how to use CSS, either internally or externally. First of all, we will see what are the style sheets. Now, in the late 90s, HTML coders noticed that they were retyping the same old tag again and again on the same page, leading to the bigger HTML files and, above all, time consumption and frustration. You may have found yourself in the same situation, adding in mountains of font tags despite wanting them all the same, or using the tricks like invisible GIFs for spacing. Then someone had a great idea. Have one file that defines all the values that those files of tags would have done, and then have all your pages checking this file and formatting your pages accordingly. You can therefore leave out most of the formatting tags in HTML and use only nice structural elements like headings, paragraphs, links, separating the structure and presentation. So finally, in late 1996, CSS became a reality, forged by our WWC. Your style sheets acts as a partner to your HTML code, taking care of all the layout, fonts, colors, and overall look of your site. If you ever decide to change the look of your site, you modify that one CSS file, and all the HTML pages reading from that file will display differently. This makes the maintenance of your design much easier. CSS files are called as cascading style sheets because of the two reasons, you can say. One style sheet can cascade or have influence over multiple pages. Similarly, many CSS files can define a single page. Cascading style sheets or CSS is a simple design language intended to simplify the process of making web pages presentable. CSS handles the look and feel part of a web page. Using CSS, you can control the color of the text, style of fonts, the spacing between paragraphs, how the columns are sized and laid out, what background images or colors are used, layout designs, variations in display for different devices, and screen sizes, as well as a variety of other effects. CSS is easy to learn and understand, but it provides powerful control over the presentation of HTML document. Most commonly, CSS is combined with markup languages like HTML or XHTML. So, CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen, paper or other media. So CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. And external style sheets are stored in CSS files. Consider what are the benefits of CSS. So the first is it saves the time. You can write CSS once and then reuse the same sheets in multiple HTML pages. You can define a style for each HTML element and apply it to as many web pages as you want. Second, pages load faster. If you are using CSS, you do not need to write HTML tag attributes every time. Just write one CSS rule of a tag and apply it to all the occurrences of that tag. So less code means faster download times. Next is easy maintenance. To make a global change, simply change the style and all the elements in all the web pages will be updated automatically. Next, superior styles to HTML. CSS has a much wider array of attributes than HTML. So you can give a far better look to your HTML page in comparison to HTML attributes. Next is multiple device compatibility. Style sheets allow content to be optimized for more than one type of device. By using the same HTML document, different versions of a website can be presented for handheld devices such as PDAs and cell phones or for printing. Next is global web standards. Now HTML attributes are being deprecated and it is being recommended to use CSS. So it's a good idea to start using CSS in all the HTML pages to make them compatible to future browsers. Consider about the internal style sheet. First we will explore the internal method. This way you are simply placing CSS code within the head/head tags of each HTML file that you want to style with CSS. The format for this is shown as below. Head, then title. Now style type is equal to text/CSS and then you will give the CSS contents over here, then /style/head and then body. With this method, each HTML file contains CSS code needed to style the page, meaning that any changes you want to make to one page will have to be made to all. This method can be good if you need to style only one page or if you want different pages to have varying styles. Next is external style sheets. So external CSS file can be created with any text or HTML editor like Notepad or Dreamweaver. A CSS file contains no HTML, only CSS. You simply save it with .css file extension. You can link to the file externally by placing one of the following links in the head section of every HTML file you want to style with the CSS file. Link rel is equal to style sheet, type is equal to text/CSS, h reference is equal to path to style sheets.css. Or you can also use import method as shown below. Style type is equal to text/CSS at import URL path to the stylesheet.css/style. Either of these methods are achieved by placing one of the other in the head section as shown. Head title/title. Link relation is equal to style sheets, type is equal to text/CSS, h reference is equal to style.css/head, or head title, then style type is equal to text/CSS at import URL path to stylesheets.css/style/head. By using external style sheet, all of your HTML files link to one CSS file in order to style the pages. This means that if you need to alter the design of all your pages, you only need to edit one .css file to make global changes to your entire website. Now consider what is responsive website. Responsive website web design makes your web page look good on all the devices. Responsive web design uses only HTML and CSS. It is not a program or a JavaScript. Now designing for the best experience for all users. Web pages can be viewed using many different devices, desktops, tablets, phones. Your web pages should look good and be easy to use, regardless of the device. Web pages should not leave out information to fit smaller devices, but rather adapt its contents to fit any device. It is called as responsive web design when you use CSS and HTML to resize, hide, shrink, enlarge or move the contents to make it look good on any screen. It ensures that website displays properly on the desktop and mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. This relatively simple idea has spawned an entire generation of frameworks and tools like Bootstrap that automate much of the grunt work involved in designing responsive sites. Almost every new client these days wants a mobile version of their website. It's practically essential after all. One design for BlackBerry, another for iPhone, iPad, netbook, Kindle, and all screen resolutions must be compatible too. In next few years, we will likely need to design for a number of additional inventions. What do you think? Will this madness stop? No, never. Responsive web design is the practice of building a website suitable to work on every device and every screen size, no matter how large or small, mobile or desktop. It is focused around providing intuitive and gratifying the experience for everyone. Desktop computer and cell phone users alike all benefit from responsive website. Our responsive web design is about creating web pages that look good on all devices, as I told you. And this design will automatically adjust for different screen sizes and viewports. Currently, the most popular techniques lies within responsive web design, favoring design that dynamically adapts to different browsers and design the viewports, changing the layout and content along the way. This solution has the benefit of being all three, responsive, adaptive and mobile. Responsive website is broken down into three main components, including flexible layouts, media queries and flexible media. The first part, flexible layout, is the practice of building the layout of a website with flexible grid capable of dynamically resizing to any width. Flexible grids are built using relative length units, most commonly percentage units. These relative lengths are then used to declare common grid property values such as the width, margin or padding. Media queries. They are built as an extension to media types commonly found when targeting and including the styles. Media queries provide the ability to specify different styles for individual browser and device circumstances, the width of the viewport or device orientation, for example. Being able to apply uniquely targeted styles open up a world of opportunities and leverage to responsive website design. Initializing the media queries. There are a couple of different ways to use media queries using the media rule instead of existing style sheet, importing a new style sheet using import rule, or by linking to separate style sheets from within the HTML document. Flexible media. The final equally important aspect to responsive web design involves flexible media. As viewports begin to change the size, media doesn't always follow the suit. Images, videos, and other media styles need to be scalable, changing their size as the size of the viewport changes. One quick way to make media scalable is by using max width property with a value of 100%. Doing so ensures that as the viewport gets smaller, any media will scale down according to its container width. IMG video canvas max width colon 100%. Consider about setting the viewport. To create a responsive website, add the following meta tag to all your web pages. For example, meta name is equal to viewport, content is equal to width is equal to device width, initial scale is equal to 1.0. This will set the viewport of your page, which will give the browser instructions on how to control the page dimensions and scaling. Next is responsive text size. The text size can be set with a VW unit, which means viewport width. That way, the text size will follow the size of browser window. Hello World, for example, will see resize the browser window to see how the text size scales. Consider, for example, h1 style is equal to font size colon 10 VW hello world slash h1. Viewport is the browser window size. 1 VW is equal to 1% of viewport width. If the viewport is 50 cm wide, 1 VU is 0.5 cm.